So it's been about a month, or maybe just a little bit longer, that I've had my Sony A6000, and I really wanted to, I did my unboxing video, I'll show that down below as well in the description, but I really wanted to give you my thoughts about it. I'm not going to go fully depth in a review or something like that, but I'm going to tell you about my experience, because, this isn't the newest camera out there, but this is one of Sony's popular selling cameras, especially on the consumer, prosumer side of things. So here's my thoughts and my first really, 2 months of actually dealing with the Sony A6000. So a lot of you may know that watch this channel that I am primarily a Nikon shooter, especially when it comes to the still photography type of things. But on the go, I've dealt with Sony a lot. I've even started off essentially with the Fuji X100, which was a dream camera, but I didn't like the fixed focal length. It just really wasn't something that I wanted when I thought I did. Then I moved up to the Sony RX100 Mark III. Now the Mark IV is out. And I just wanted something a little more robust that was a little better, especially in regards to video, because, I like to get maybe multiple angles on things. And I wound up getting the Sony A6000, and plus it's pretty much one of the most popular cameras being sold right now, between $500 to $600, all depending on where you get your deal. I got mine from like Best Buy for like 500 bucks. I caught a fantastic deal on this, so I decided to jump into it. And, a couple of things that jumped out to me that I really wanted is I like that it's very compact. That is the whole thing with this mirrorless the whole thing with people going mirrorless is because people love its compact nature. You don't need a ton, people don't mind. It's less of a bulk for people, which, I technically like the DSLR ergonomics better, but for something light, something easy on the go, this works really well for me. And I like it because it is compact. It does give me a little bit of a tilt screen. Once again, to me, that's kind of a vanity feature. I don't necessarily need it, but I got this, it's just something better, especially when I'm doing something on the street. If you follow my Instagram, you see a lot of the stuff that I do. It's shot with this or my iPhone, and it just gives you a little bit something more, something easier, so you're not, having to look through the electronic viewfinder. You can be down here at the screen, and it's just the button. The menus are very, very easy to use. And this is very comfortable. And I guess the other cool thing is that I can, if I really wanted, since this is, has a lens, I could take this off and I could get an adapter and use my Nikon lenses on it. So those are huge perks, especially for the Sony A6000. And so far, I've been really blown away with this. This has been an easy buy, just because it's so simple to use. It's lightweight and it's just very reliable. And its low light is actually pretty good. So I've been pretty much blown away by it. So like you saw in the unboxing video, I just pretty much leave the kit lens on it. I'm really not going to do much else with it. I don't mind the file size. It's what, 24.3 megapixels. Not bad, mirrorless, cool, all that kind of stuff. But I really liked some of the features that this had. Was there anything really that got me? The autofocus is actually pretty good. There's 179 phase detect and 25 contrast, and that's something that Sony's been putting in a lot of their cameras now. Accidentally turned it on. Is trying to incorporate more of the contrast autofocusing points, because that is something that's been pretty huge. I love that it has a hot shoe compared to a lot of the other cameras out there in this market that don't. So you can use Sony flashes, some other third-party flashes directly onto this, and that is another reason why I did that, and especially why I wanted to include, maybe if I have a mic or something like that that I want to use externally, it can really go onto this as well. And another huge thing that happened was the new firmware just came out for this actually as well, and that's something as a video guy I really enjoyed, and I have it right here. So the new firmware 2.0 for the Sony A6000 is essentially XAVC, so that's your codec. It shoots at 50 megabytes at 20 and 30 frames per second, or 24, 30 at 34 frames per second. And it's, you will need super fast SD cards. You're going to need class 10, you're going to need, 60 megabytes and up to start handling all this speed, and especially with all this 4K coming out. This is a really important thing to really get used to. So I highly recommend getting fast cards, especially when using something like this, when you're hiring, bigger frame rates, megabytes per second, all that transferring and writing speed and everything like that. You're going to need it, but it retains the most detail. So it's kind of essential when you're stepping into this game. I really enjoyed this. I've used this low light just as a side in like weddings, personal family events type of things. I have a great, I was able to capture, because I traveled home for a weekend, and I was able to capture my grandparents' 60th anniversary party in a very low lit type restaurant. I threw it in black and white. I was, what was I, like a 1600 ISO. There is a little bit of grain, but it's actually not bad. It's really strong, and I really liked it. I'll pop that up here just so you can see it as well. That was shot with this Sony A6000. But overall, I bought this, you know, because it's portability, it's quality, it's video, and it has not failed to disappoint me whatsoever. So the Sony A6000 gets a double thumbs up by me. And if you have any questions or comments, please ask those down below. But you know, as I said, after a month or 2 months, it's hit every need that I needed, especially for portability, on the go, reliability, and it's just ease of use. It's got everything that you need for when you need it. And you can build off of it if you really want to, especially when you're looking to maybe get into the mirrorless market. This is a great camera to start at. You know, there are some others as well, Olympus and all that kind of stuff. You know, and then going, if you want the bigger full frame, you are already in the market, essentially like how you're buying a DSLR as well.